restarting the executive branch of the government, improving the country's investment climate, and allowing Ukrainians to be themselves. According to Ukraine's Prime Minister Oleksiy Honcharuk, these are among the main tasks of the country's new government. He spoke about this at the Yalta European Strategy Forum in Kiev. Our correspondent Yulia Krychkova is there now. Hi, Yulia. What can you tell us about some of the topics that have been discussed today?
Hi, Tamara. Ukraine can achieve the economic growth of 7% a year and 40% over the next 5 years. This is according to the Prime Minister. At age 35, he is the youngest head of government in Ukraine's history, and he believed that the use of the team which came to power will allow to solve the problems which have existed for many years in this country. He said that they care about education reform, infrastructure, digitalization and universal access to the internet. However, to implement this, they need to attract investments. The Prime Minister discussed the way to do this with David Rubinstein, co-founder of the largest investment funds in the world, the Carlyle Group. Let's listen.
Our task is to minimize the risk for those who won't be afraid to invest in our country. Ukraine is the best platform at this time because the risks of corruption will fall here quickly. In the near months, we will replace the management of the executive government. If we manage to reset the government and show new faces, the young professionals heading the state, then the attitude to such a country will change as well.
Today, participants of the forum discussed not only Ukraine but also political tendencies in the world. Former British Prime Minister Tony Blair shared his thoughts on the increasing trust in populism. And French philosopher and writer Bernard-Henri Lévy talked about the crisis of democracy and said that Ukraine is a chance to save Europe. Let's listen.
You in Ukraine believe in our way of life more than us. This is one of the reasons why I am such a hot partisan of the entry of Ukraine in EU. Because you believe in our values which are dying. So when I am partisan of Ukraine coming, it is an altruistic attitude but also an egoist one. It's good for us, good for you and good for us. Because the situation in Europe, you are right, is the same as the situation in the 30s or in the beginning of the 20th century, a fatigue of democracy, a fatigue of liberalism.
Now Ukraine's ministers of youth and sports, digital transformation, economics and education are talking about how they plan to make Ukrainians happier with help of reforms. Next, they will discuss security issues. This is the third day of the conference. It features over 400 politicians, business people and experts from 26 countries. Back to you, Tamara.
Thanks for that update, Yulia. That was our correspondent Yulia Krychkova reporting from the Yalta European Strategy Forum in Kiev.